If you want to start your IM journey or just want a better IM that is under 1000 rupees or $10, you clicked on the right video. Today, I will be reviewing and comparing the two of the best earphones that are available in this price segment, that is KZ EDC Pro and the ND Venus. Before starting the review, I want to thank Audio Store for sending these IMs in for a review. They have a huge catalog of audiophile gear that you can check out on their website. I have put some affiliate links of their website, so please check them out in the description. At first, I want to give you some advice. My first advice will be, instead of going for the Type-C version, go for the 3.5mm version. The 3.5mm version has better sound tuning, so save your cash and get this version. My second advice will be, there are two cable versions available of the EDC Pro. One is silver plated cable and one is copper cable. There is no difference in these cables, and just get the cable which is cheaper. So now let's move on to accessories package. The accessories provided are similar on both. Things provided in the box are one cable and three pairs of ear tips. The stock cable of EDC Pro is slightly better than the ND Venus. It feels slightly better built, but there is not a huge difference. The tips on both IMs are bad. I was unable to get a good seal with the supplied tips. So use your own ear tips to get the most out of these earphones. Now let's move on to design. KZ has mirror-like polished faceplate with transparent shells, and ND Venus has a gear-like pattern on the faceplate with colored translucent shells. I personally like the look and design of the EDC Pro more. In terms of fit and comfort, I have no issues with both of the IMs. Both of the IMs feel super comfortable in the ear, and you can wear both of the IMs for hours on end. You can also sleep in these IMs. The IMs do not jut out of the ear, so they are very comfortable while sleeping as well. In terms of build quality, both feel pretty cheap. Guys, these are $10, don't expect too much. But still, if I have to choose between the two, I would say EDC Pro is slightly better built and it feels slightly heavier. But I won't call them both super robust, so handle them with care. Both IEMs are super easy to drive. You can plug them into any device that has a 3.5mm port and it will drive the IEM super well. You don't have to buy an expensive dongle jack to power these IEMs. For my sound testing, I tried them with Samsung dongle, MacBook Pro's 3.5mm port, and for science, I tried them on Quad Mojo 2 as well. I know this is a huge overkill, but I had to do it for scientific purposes. Now for my sound testing, I use Final E-type tips. Both IMs have a V-shaped sound signature, which means both bass and treble are boosted. If you are unsure what this graph represents, let me break it down for you. The 20 to 80 Hz region is where the sub-bass resides, providing the deep rumble and the atmospheric elements that add depth and power to your music. Moving up to 80 to 300 Hz, you will find the mid-bass, which is responsible for the thump and punch, giving the sound its dynamic impact. The lower mid span from 300 Hz to 1 kHz, where most instruments and lower registers of vocals are present, adding warmth and richness. In the range of 1 kHz to 6 kHz lie the upper mids, home to higher registers of vocals and some brighter instruments, enhancing the clarity and presence. Finally, everything above 6 kHz fall into the treble region, which brings sparkle, air and detail, contributing to the crispness and finesse of the sound. So now let's start with the bass. The bass is the highlighting point of these IMs. For the price, I have no issues with the bass on these IMs. Both IM plays deeper sub-bass notes well with decent rumble and texture. The major difference between EDC Pro and ND Venus in sub-bass department is EDC Pro has slightly bit more sub-bass than ND Venus. The mid-bass is also decent on both, but I feel the mid-bass thump and slam is slightly better on the ND Venus. As there is more mid-bass, but there is not a huge difference. Now let's move on to the mids. The mids are straight up better on the EDC Pro. The lower mids are more cleaner and better sounding on the EDC Pro when compared to ND Venus. The ND Venus's mid-bass bleeds into the lower mids. The upper mids are also more cleaner and extended sounding on the EDC Pro when compared to ND Venus. The ND Venus's upper mid-range is slightly uneven sounding. Due to this, both male and female vocals sound more correct on the EDC Pro. But If you want warmer and relaxed vocals, then ND Venus should be your pick. So now let's move on to treble. The treble is passable on both Iems. EDC Pro has more treble than ND Venus, and ND Venus's treble is not that smooth. You can hear the peaks and dips. The treble is grainy on both the Iems, but again, this is passable for the price. So, if you are treble sensitive and want to blast music on your IEMs, then ND Winner should be your pick. Or if you want a smooth yet lively treble, then EDC Pro should be your pick. Now let's move on to detailed retrieval and technical performance. In this segment, EDC Pro clearly wins. EDC Pro has surprisingly good detailed retrieval for the price. The sensor stage is also wider on the EDC Pro, but again, don't get your hopes too high. These are $10 IEMs. Now, in the end, what's the conclusion? I am thoroughly impressed by both of the IEMs on how good they perform for the price. If you want an energetic IEM, then go with EDC Pro, and if you want a bassier and laid back sound, then go with ND Venus. Now some of you might ask me, should you buy these IEMs or collect some cash and get IEMs in $20 or 2000 rupees segment? I would say if you can save up and get IEMs in $20 or 2000 rupees segment. $20 items will have way better sound with better build and better accessories. Everything would be better. But if you don't want to invest that much, these IEMs are good enough to kickstart your IEM journey. Now some of you might ask me, what about this IEM, what about that IEM, what about X, what about Y, what about Z? I would say forget that. These are the only two good options available under $10 or 1000 rupees segment. Other IEMs are not worth checking out. So I have put the links in the description of both EDC Pro and ND Venus, and I will meet you in the next one.